In a recent review of leading social and cultural leaders, a panel of experts looked at who's moving culture forward here in Chicago and beyond. They identified lots of people, but most of them were dead. Most notably, Lois Weisberg, who was the Commissioner of Culture here in the city of Chicago for many, many years. Listening to interviews and reading articles about Miss Weisberg, one is struck by the fact that she started out, her starting point was that of a political outsider. She advocated for ideas, initiatives, and engagement from the private sector. She said she wasn't saying culture was more important than picking up the trash or cleaning the streets. She was saying it was as important. Somewhere along the line, it's the private sector that became less important. And and culture, well, that all ended up in the trash. Welcome. Welcome to Conservative Coffee Hour. I'm Stanley Smith. People think we're living in a race war right now, but actually we're living in a war of culture because culture is the driver for the private sector. Right after God, it's we the people who are the starting point for everything because we're his beloved, not the government. But somehow the government started seeing us as competing with them for time and resources, and they entered into a due diligence campaign against us. Government currently accounts for 28% of the gross domestic product. Anyone wanting to do business with the government is forced to comply with government rules and regulations that are designed to constrain the government, not us. We're constrained by them for money. This is the very definition of racketeering, profiting through extortion by using force. It's not a new story. But what is a new story is that all the voices seem to have disappeared. The few people who are speaking up on behalf of the many are under considerable pressure. More than one person at Conservative Coffee Hour has been visited by the FBI for no other reason than being in the wrong place or at the wrong time or having a contrarian view. It's challenging to the government and to the bottom line. Someone pointed out that many in government are of limited capacity, and it's really an overzealousness of compliance run amok. We need to put this muck out to the curb. Trash day is coming soon. Lois Weisberg was right. Culture is not more important than trash, but it's at least as important. During this time of Christmas, we're reminded that Christ came into the world during a time of darkness. He was born out back by the trash, and he became one of the few voices speaking for the many. None of us want to be crucified for doing the same thing, but we can do our part, having a conscious and being a moral light in the world today with a voice and a vocabulary, besides and beyond simply name calling. It's the smallest gift that we can bring. We all need to bring that gift now, and we need to do it together. We're not fighting a race war, we're fighting a cultural war. Wherever there's culture, there's community. And wherever there's community, someone is always excluded, especially when we try to include everyone. Silencing everyone does not make this less so. Humanity is a private affair between us and God, and no one needs to be silent about that. If you would like to join us at Conservative Coffee Hour is every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time on Zoom. I will include my email in the description of this video. I'll be happy to send you an invitation. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.